Good evening. This is reviews by Collin, and this is my review of Dark Currents by Lindsey Buroker. Now, Dark Currents is the second book in the Emperor Edge series, the first book being The Emperor Edge. And it is a steampunk high fantasy. That's the best way, steampunk high fantasy kind of combination. Kind of the best way I know how to describe it. Let's start out with the good. The good in this story is the continuation of the good from the last series, and it's the characters. By far, the characters. It would be well. Let's talk about what's good about the characters. Lindsey has got a very witty writing style. They're funny. The dialogue is very catchy. A lot of great one-liners. It's humorous. The interactions between the characters are both believable, to an extent, and fun. They have some very, very big personalities in the core group of the main characters. Maldonado, Amaranthe, Sicarius, Books, Axter, even the mute. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but this is the core group. These core characters of Lindsey's series, who are great. The characters are really the highlight of this. I think that for this second book, I think that's where I felt like the really good ended, which is the good characters, good characterization. The plot proceeds, well, that's not entirely true. The plot proceeds well. Lindsey's books are really fast reads. They proceed from plot point to plot point really well. They go in a traditional story arc, beginning, middle, end with a good climax. Well done. This one was interesting. And I enjoyed the book. Let me say that very firstly. I am going to criticize, but I enjoyed the book. Now there is some bad in this one, as there is in every book, mine included. The bad in this book, I think that there were a couple of the plot points felt really telegraphed. No, that's not the right word. Telegraph's not the right word. They felt anticlimactic, I guess. Lindsey, they kind of go from point A to point B, and there's these giant monsters, which was some fairly humorous scenes, but the plot was really kind of underwhelming in this book. Still great. Still really enjoyed it, but I felt underwhelmed by the plot in this one. I thought the plot execution was much better in the first book, and maybe because this is just an interim, kind of an interim book. Sometimes you have that in series where the interim plots, the interim plots are less, and that's kind of how I felt in this one. And my other big criticism too would be her love story. Like, you kind of know, and there are some spoilers in this, so you guys are going to have to, we don't want to be spoiled, don't know, and it's not that spoiling, because it's kind of obvious. You kind of know where Lindsey is headed in the first book with Sicarius, who's the deadly assassin, who never smiles, and Amaranthe, who's the main female lead. Amaranthe's a great main lead. She's a great main character. She's told well. She's just a great main lead. She's quirky. She's funny. She's reckless. She's loyal. She's a great main lead. Sicarius complements her well. That being said, I felt like their relationship progression moved a little fast for me. It was just fast. I don't think that it should have gone as quickly as it did. By the time they did this book, Sicarius and Amaranthe like each other. So take that for what it's worth. So the good characters, plot, awesome. The bad, probably the pacing maybe a little bit off, but it was a great read. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes fantasy. Reviews by Collin. Check out my stuff at www.collinroll.com and check out Lindsey Buroker's Dark Currents. Links in the bottom. Later.